All right, Chukwudi Abuja is here with us this morning. Chukwudi, good to see you.
I am happy to have made it today. Yes.
Were the roads blocked?
Blocked. People are not too sure what will happen today. That's my summation from it all. So there is a wait-and-see attitude because nobody wants to get stuck in the kind of traffic that I saw yesterday. Don't ask me where my car is parked. That is none of your business.
No, you know I don't.
It will return to life.
I don't poke my nose.
No problem. We never even know what you do.
Sorry about your car, by the way. So let's get into what the papers have this morning. We'll begin with the Leadership newspaper. And the newspaper that leads this morning has the lead story on Nnamdi Kanu. It says groups flay crackdown on protesters in Lagos, Abuja, others. All of that on page 23. And speed up trial of high-profile corruption cases, Tinubu tells judges. We have a very huge picture of the First Lady here and says that she's the person of the year 2025. You want to find out what all of that is about, and a copy of the Leadership, of course, would do you good. So we'll move away quickly now to the blueprint. The blueprint leads with external existential threats, want to weaken Nigeria's unity. And that's coming from the federal government. Claim of genocide against Christians false, according to Idris. Once narrative countered by communication experts. All right, away from that, below the picture story, Kanu is also right here. Calm returns as police disperse protesters in Abuja, one arrested in Lagos. Other headlines on the front page of the blueprint this morning. Poor service in Lagos, Abuja caused by network congestion, according to NCC. EDGE deports 51 foreign nationals convicted of cyber crimes, and NLC gives federal government 4-week ultimatum to resolve ASU strike. All right, Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway, Umahi threatens CCECC over shoddy job. All of that on page 13. Above the masthead, on a final note, alleged coup. We are opposed to disruption of constitutional order. That's according to ADC. And that's on page 11. Victor.
All right. Thank you, Yenre. I have Daily Trust. And the lead story here, of course, the Nnamdi Kanu issue. Nnamdi Kanu protest disrupts Abuja is that lead story here. Just above it, which is below the nameplate. Road crashes killed 3,433 persons in 9 months. That's credited to the FRSC. NLC to government resolve issues with ASU, others in 4 weeks. That's on page 45. Convention, Anyanwu willingly signed all documents, is according to the PDP on page 15. And the picture story here shows security operatives blocking the road leading to Federal Secretariat and National Assembly in Abuja. I guess that was yesterday. And then Omoyele Sowore leading protesters yesterday, stranded commuters, and tragic gridlock along Abuja-Kefi Expressway. And the last set of stories, just at the bottom of the front of the Daily Trust, address Nigerians on alleged coup plot, ADC to FG, is on page 10. Court orders marriage between TikTokers over indecent video. Page 51. Nigeria imports 953 billion naira worth of sugar in 1 year. Page 31. And finally, Aviation Union declares strike. It's on page 32. Chukone.
I think I disagree with whoever is asking people asking the authorities to address Nigerians on alleged coup plot. I don't think that's the best way to go. What we should all be doing now is, since they say there's no smoke without a fire somewhere, sometimes we all need to begin to speak up. That will not happen, including the political parties. I'm happy that African Democratic Congress coming out to say no illegitimate whatever.
It is the same ADC.
Everyone, yeah, okay, that's probably the other part of the story.
Yes.
Good. What they all need to do now, all the political parties, is to send out a message that tells people who may be having some funny ideas, no, we are not for that. But you see that in this country, you don't quite understand reasoning. Some people will tell you, This government bad, he do this, he do that, make military come safe. Look, let people look before they leap. Think before you say certain things. There is nothing that is as good as a democracy. I've told them, all those Burkina Faso, Niger and all that, give them another 5 years, you'll begin to hear another story. I ask people, why is one of them, I think that's the Nigerian man, or Burkina Faso, always on AI generated whatever. Good wine needs no bush. A good government is known by its actions. You don't need to paint the entire media red with your presence and all that. Somebody is trying to cook up a way of thinking. Tell a lie 1,000 times, and it begins to sound like the truth. I think that's Goebbels, you know, Hitler's chief propagandist in those days. So let us be careful how we behave in this country. We should all be talking against any idea by anybody to take over leadership by force in this country. People say, Ozwemena, may it not happen again, you know? That's the truth. We need to talk about the protest yesterday. I think what happened yesterday is one that you don't want to happen every other day. I just told you this morning that the road was virtually empty because people are not sure what will happen again. The first danger sign was military presence, you know, after the Cairo Bridge. That meant that the gridlock was threatening to stretch to Kefi, so to speak, you know. Many cars, Yamutud there, you know. I don't want to name mine, you know. Whatever happens, was anything really said by the protesters yesterday? If something was said by the protesters yesterday, what message are we going to take from it? The parties that are all involved, we have to limit our talk on it because the matter is still in court, the Kano matter. Otherwise, we'll be saying things that the Latin expression, sub judice, will tell you that it is contempt of court. What message are we taking from it? Does the Kano matter now need a political solution rather than leaving it to the judiciary? What kind of message is coming from the Kano camp? Are they sounding conciliatory? The people in the Southeast themselves, how are they responding to this? My friend will tell you, you think it's the court keeping Kano? Many politicians in the Southeast are saying, keep that boy there, make we drink water, keep cup for ground. So you begin to think that fence mending needs to start from Igbo land. Do you understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what we do is we wish the Southeast well and wish Nigeria well. Because they say if you beat your nose, I go begin cry. You understand? So let us all be circumspect about these things. There's nothing wrong in saying, this is what I want. But how you say it also matters to some people who are watching. It's very important.
Well said, Chukwudi. Another story that relates to that is this call by the president that the judiciary should speed up trial of high-profile corruption cases. I mean, a lot of people just think that, I mean, some cases in court should be done with as fast as possible, just so that, I mean, we can move on to other things and then justice can be served. What do you think?
All cases, if you ask me.
Exactly.
Justice should be swift.
You know, sometimes we hide under, we don't have enough judges and all that to prosecute cases. The IPO on it is also engaged in something else. He has just submitted his case in court, the investigating police officer, I mean by IPO. Some of these things are not exactly being reported the way they are. People who are handling the cases should search their consciences as well. That a case is in court, a case of corruption is in court should not become the reason for people to get enriched. We hear things. We have not proved those things. In some cases, we have proved. Some judges have been dismissed for misconduct. You understand? So we need to be very honest and earnest in saying that we want the wheels of justice to move fast. It is still the human being that damages prospects of his own development. It depends on what conscience people are bringing. I told people the other time, you say what a journalist needs is factuality, fairness, accuracy, objectivity, and balance. If he has no integrity, none of these things would work. What is the integrity a Nigerian brings to the workplace? That's the point. The problems I see in this country are not intractable. They're very easy. It depends on how men decide to think. Some people won't carry everything for this. Just give me a little portion of what I need. I'm serviceable, easily. So let us not get too greedy over certain things. I've not accused anybody directly, but that is part of why corruption cases do not get solved.
And I guess this matter has been, the jury has been out a long time talking about justice dispensation. And it's the reason why almost perennially we have 70% of the people in our custodial facilities are awaiting trial.
That's it.
It's always been the same. 70% are awaiting trial. So you can imagine when we talk overcrowding, we are talking about awaiting trial. If you move all those awaiting trial, at least either get them to be free or get them convicted, that place won't be overcrowded.
Really overcrowded. You see them there all without shirts, particularly the men. You know why? They're sweating profusely in there. It's not that they can't afford a shirt.
Not a good side at all.
It's not good.
Honestly,
it's not.
We hope that
you don't start punishing a man before convicting him. That is punishment.
I've seen someone who spent 14 years awaiting trial and eventually acquitted. He didn't do anything.
We can't begin again with that one.
14 years.
I've heard cases in the US where people spend 35 years.
Charges.
The good thing is that they come out praising God and loving that era of freedom again. They become changed people. When certain things happen to you in life, you go change by force. But that is not how it should go.
Is it all that become changed? Some become hardened, right?
This particular fellow just said that he was advised to press charges against those who arrested him, but that he had forgiven all.
They're usually like that. All. When they get there, they get to know that vanity upon vanity, all is vanity.
It is nothing.
And that your freedom is worth more than money. That's the way something happens to you, That's it.
All right. Talking about what is happening, NLC has given the federal government 4-week ultimatum to resolve ASU strike and ASU crisis, actually. And NLC is saying that after the 4-week ultimatum, if the federal government doesn't do the needful, it would mobilize all workers to embark on a strike action. According to NLC, they're saying that the policy of no work, no pay is actually the other way around. No pay, no work.
No pay, no work. Well, I don't know if I run a company and people decide to go on strike, I will still want to pay them. But I got into private broadcasting quite early, so my thinking changed on these matters. That's the truth, So whatever happens, the question I'm going to ask is, if NLC comes with its own and joins it to what is on the ground, is that how to solve it? Joey Jairo has become my studio friend. When we meet each other here, there's a way we smile at each other, there's a way I happy here. You say now 450 go be minimum wage. You and Tinubu enter room, come out, did it go to 70? We will laugh. Negotiation is not the easiest thing in life. It's not easy for them, the unionists and all that. I think that the threat, the 4-week thing, is to make them speed up. Is the 2009 agreement that is the culprit of all that? The federal government says, we have done what we could. ASU says, no, you haven't. You're still reneging on those things. Well, the most important thing is to put country first, whether you're government or you're a protester or you are a unionist.
And while we're at it, aviation union goes on strike too. Chukode will have to thank you so that you think about these things and we'll see you again.
You want me to go on strike till tomorrow morning?
You can't even go on strike.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Tomorrow is another day.